Good morning, Breakfast Club family. This is Mark Stevens for your host, Joe Shoup, and our special guest, Anson Ashby. Welcome to the Breakfast Club. I hope you had a great day yesterday. Hope you have a phenomenal day today. We got some great information for you that's going to help you out. You might want to get your pens and pencils and papers handy because we're going to get some excellent information that'll help you out. So we're going to get right to it. We're right about 2 minutes, 3 minutes after the top of the hour, so we're going to get right to it so that we can get all the information in today so that you can learn how to do some things that you might have been wondering about. And we have with us today Anson Ashby, who is one of the owners of Tools Rock. Many of you on here have Tools Rock. You have some questions about it. Anson gives a lot of training on it, and hopefully you're visiting those trainings. Well, today you're going to get a little bit more, some different things that we've been working on. So with that being said, good morning, Anson. Welcome to the Breakfast Club. It's a pleasure to have you here as a guest, and hopefully we'll do this more often.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Mark, for that introduction, and thanks for you and Joe for inviting me on here. And hello, everyone. As Mark said, I'm Anson Ashby. I work with Tools Rock, and many of you are using Tools Rock. And so what we wanted to do today, as part of the Breakfast Club training, was to go over a really valuable feature that not a lot of people know about or not a lot of people use, and that is basically creating email templates and or email newsletters that are separate from the autoresponders that you guys already have in your systems as a part of your sales funnel. These are more one-off emails that you can send to prospects. Like for example, today we're going to go over, once you talk with somebody on the phone and you want them to see the company overview, you want to send them an email following up with that phone call, right? So you set the appointment, you set the follow-up date and time, and you want to send them an email confirmation. But this can also be used for, new team members. Somebody just joins your Care Bars team, and you want to send them a kind of an instruction email on what to do, on how to get started. It can be done for, people that have questions that about, Care Bars, the product, the compensation, etc. And the nice thing about it is that what I'll show you is you can actually set these up beforehand. So, as soon as you get off the phone, you just take a few steps and send this person the email, and you can also send it to multiple people all at once. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my screen here. Okay, let's just see here. All right, let me know when you guys can, or Mark, if you can tell me when you can see my screen, I will go ahead and get this party started. Are you able to see the screen?
We see the screen, Anson.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so actually what I'm going to do first here is okay. So we're going to go over creating email templates and then sending them out to your prospects. Okay. So here are the steps. I'm going to take you through the back office, but if you have a pen and paper, you may want to write these down. The first thing we have to do is we have to create the actual email. To do that, you're going to go into your Tools Rock Contact Manager. So just go to Contacts and then Quick View. And again, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this in the back office. You're going to select any contact by clicking the box on the top left corner of their information box. Okay. Then you're going to go to the top of the screen and you're going to click on Email Selected. And then you're going to either paste or write the email in the designated area. You want to be sure to add merge codes, which I'll show you what those are, as well as the hyperlinks. Okay. And then you're going to go down to the bottom of the screen and you're going to save the email. Okay, so let's go ahead and just walk you guys through that first step here. So I'm in the back office. I go to Contacts and then Quick View. Okay, and then just select on anybody. All we're doing here is we're going to be creating that email. So I've selected on a person there. I come up to the top and I click on email selected. Okay, so now here is where we're going to write that email. So you want to make sure that you start with the subject. So this is going to be the company overview email. Okay, and now I wrote one in a Word document, so let me go ahead and pull that up. So it's real quick. It just says, you know, Mark, as per our conversation. Oops, I misspelled watch there. Watch this video company overview, and we'll get back together as at our scheduled time to discuss the possibilities. And then I have the appointment date, and then time, and then a signature down at the bottom. So I'm just going to copy that, and then go back into my ToolsRock back office here. I'm going to click on this little paste from Word button, and then I'm going to paste it in there, and then click on insert. Okay, so now I have my email here, right? And what I want to do is I want to change a little bit to make it a little bit quicker. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to change that first name here to a merge code. Now the merge code, what it does is it basically pulls their information from the contact manager and puts it into the email. Okay, if you need to know exactly how to use the merge codes or what those merge codes are, click on the button here where it says click to view the merge codes. That's going to tell you basically what each code is and what it does. So for somebody's first name, since I've been doing this for a while, I kind of know this off the top of my head, is going to be pound fname pound. Okay? So that's going to pull in whoever I'm sending this email to. That's going to pull in their first name, and then I'm going to delete the date and time because this is just a template that I'm creating. I'm going to leave the signature as is because that's not going to change. Okay, so I've got my email done here. Then I come down to the bottom, copy the plain text version, and I'm going to name the email. So this is my company overview email. Okay? Now this name here, the prospect is not going to see. That's just for you to know. If you start to create multiple emails, you'll want to definitely be as descriptive as possible with the name of your email. And you can also put a description here. So this email goes to prospects who have not seen. Okay. One thing I did forget to do, let me just make sure I go do this, is the hyperlink. Okay, so as per our conversation, watch this video company overview. Now I need to create a hyperlink here so that they can click on that and go to the company overview. So I highlight those two words and I come up to where it looks like a little chain link. Press that button, this box is going to show up, and here's where I put in the hyperlink. Okay, you have to start it with http:// and then it's going to be your ToolsRock AdTech Worldwide website. So, oops. Okay. So now, anytime they click on that link, it's going to go.
Just so everybody knows, on that company overview, it's not just the AdTech Worldwide that can go in there. That hyperlink can be if you're using the Friends and Family or you're using the AdTech Gold website, whichever one, obviously, that you've discussed with the prospect. That's what goes, that's what goes in that hyperlink there.
Right.
Whichever one they want, AdTech Gold. A lot of people are now using the AdTech Gold one, so that, again, that would be replaced with exactly what's up there, but instead of .AdTech Worldwide, it'll be adtechgold.com. I just want to make that clear that that's that's just whatever you're using.
Correct. Yeah, and it could go, they could go anywhere, right? It could go to your, hey, you're ready to buy. I talked to you, you've seen the company overview. Now you're ready to buy. Okay, here's the link to my Carrot Mars page to buy. So you can put anything you want in there. Okay, then you're going to click on this where it says target. You're going to click on that drop down and you're going to have it open in a new window. And then you scroll down to the bottom and you click on insert. Okay, so now those two words, company overview, is going to take them to adtechworldwide.net. Okay, so you've done that. You've got the merge code in there. You've got the hyperlink in there. You've named the email. And now you click on preview. It's going to give you a preview of that email. Now don't worry if it says your name up here. That's okay. That just means it's pulling, you know, because it's your account. So it's pulling from your personal information page. When it sends it to your prospect, it will have their first name. Okay, so now we've done that. We checked it out. Everything looks good. You can even test the company overview button here to make sure it goes to the right page. And what we're going to do is we're going to save only. Okay, so now that email has been saved. Okay, so the next step is, you know, when we're ready to send that email out to people. So let's go ahead and go through that checklist here. So sending the email. Okay, so the first step is you're going to go to your ToolsRock Contact Manager. Okay, that's contacts and then quick view. You're going to select the person or persons or people that you want to email. Then you're going to go back to the top and click on email selected. Then at the top of that next page, you'll see a drop down where it says select email. You click on that drop down and then you select or you choose the email that you want to send them. Once you've done that, you're going to click on edit email for this particular example because we need to write in the date and the time that we're having that follow-up appointment with that prospect. Once you've adjusted that, you then click on send email. Okay? So let's go ahead back into the back office. We're going to go into our contact manager. We're going to, let's see here, we just talked to this gentleman here, Christopher. I'm going to click on his name there, come back to the top, click on email selected. Now here at the top you have that drop down and I have my company overview email. I click on that. I'm going to click on preview this email. Actually no, I want to edit the email. Okay, because now I need to edit the date and time. Okay, so I edit the date and time. Oops. 4 p.m. I click on preview again. And now this email is ready to be sent. So I send only. Okay, don't send and save because if you send and save, it's going to have the date and time in there on every time you pull up that email. So you're just going to click on send only, and there you go. That prospect will get that email. So again, you want to create these templates beforehand, right? Because you may be talking to 10 people a day. You don't want to have to rewrite 10 emails every single time you talk to them. Okay. The other nice thing is that when you do send this email to this person, it is going to register in your contact manager. So I'll just show you where. So if you see where it says email tracking, right here, this will register that you have sent the company overview. Okay. So as you're going through your prospects, you can see, okay, this person's gotten the company overview, this person hasn't. Where are they in the sales process? Okay, so with that, I want to just take a pause here, and I don't know how you guys do it. Do you guys have a Q&A or?
Yeah, there's a chat box there, and I want to ask a question. So maybe. So in the beginning, when we create the actual template for this so that it's ready no matter who we talk to, which is what you just did, the company overview, is that now a category where you could just search and see where the company overview is?
No, that is not a category. Great question. So the category, you can create a category, right, by going to manage categories and then creating the category, and then you would want to put that person in that category. Okay, so let's just say I had already created that category. I sent this person the email, so I just click on their name. And I come over to category, and I'm gonna, change the category. I haven't created a company overview category, but it would show up here, and I would just.
We could and should do that. Wouldn't you agree?
You want me to go through the steps to create it? Sure.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think we should have a category for that, so that someone could go to their quick view and then go to the do the category search and click on company overview, and they'll see which ones are now scheduled for their appointments, right? And that's what we would see with that, correct?
Absolutely, yep.
Yep, okay.
So let's go ahead and create that. So we're going to go to Contacts, Manage Categories, create new prospect category, and now we're going to name it. Okay. So I've sent them an invitation to see the company.
Wait, let me just do this. Maybe we should call that category, in case somebody's actually following this, call it Company Overview Appointment.
Appointment, okay. Okay.
That way we know that it is appointments that were made, and when they see that category, click it on, they'll see everyone that they actually sent that follow-up to, which means they had an appointment with them at a certain time.
That's exactly right. So, so you name it. You can put a description in here if you want to, and you just click on Save. Okay. So now you've created that category, and you go back into your Contact Manager, and you can now place those people in that category. So let's go back to this person that we sent that email to. You click on their name. Click on the category, and now you're going to want to hold down the Control button, or if you're using a Mac, the Command button, then click on Company Overview, because we don't want to lose these other categories, because we want to know where they are or what they've seen. So let's say you're using, all three of your sales pages, the Friends and Family, the AdTech Gold, and the AdTech Worldwide, and you want to know, this person saw the Friends and Family, this person saw the AdTech Gold. So you don't want to ever eliminate categories that they've been in prior. So you want to hold down that Control or Command button. You select the Company Overview Appointment, and you click Save. Okay, and now we go back to Contacts. You can now, like Joe had mentioned, you can now search. So let's say you've sent out 10 company overview appointment emails. You can now search by just those people that you've sent that email to, because you've now created a category for them and you put them in that category. So I click on the show category selections. I click on company overview appointment, and now I click on view, and that's going to show the person that I just added to that category. Okay, do you want me to go through that again?
And I think we're good, because they can go back and review this, but I do want to discuss this category situation, because I believe that most of the time when I talk to people, the biggest problem people have is understanding the difference between a category and the actual autoresponder and so on, and the importance of it. So I'll just describe that, and then you can follow up with it. And so here's the importance to me. One is that obviously you put your contacts in the Contact Manager, and there's various ways to bring them in. If you buy leads, that are good, opted in 30, within 30 days, you can bring them all in at once. You can add them. I do want you to go over, though, today. You and I discussed the putting in the contact, add contact, and then selecting tell a friend or so on. You and I had this discussion the other day. Do you remember?
Yep.
Okay, so I do want to cover that in a minute, just as a reminder. And so now that your contacts are in there and you have set up your autoresponders, meaning that you've set up the letters. When we say autoresponders, we mean set up the letters that are going to go out to your prospect. That's really what that means. Autoresponder letters that go out on an automatic basis over a period of time. So now that you've set that up, and of course you have unlocked the 3 funnels that you're going to use, if you're on the $20 a month plan, I suggest you go to the $49 so you can have all of the autoresponders available to you. So now you say, okay, I want to set up my autoresponders, and at this particular point you're going to decide which set of letters are going to go to the prospects, okay? Which means that you decided, okay, I'm going to use the AdTech webinar, adtechworldwide.net set of letters, which means they go to that 30-minute presentation, or I'm going to send them to friends and family autoresponder letters, or I'm going to use the AdTech Gold, which is the old 12-week plan. So you have to make a decision on which autoresponders you're going to be sending to people. Then, of course, it is setting up those categories of people. So as we've discussed over the past couple of weeks, you can have 100 categories, as you just saw. You've got to decide what those categories are. And the reason for it is so that you can do exactly what Anson just did. You can go search the categories to see what's happening with a particular group of people. And categories, you can replace that with the word group. What groups of people? In other words, people you may have met because you met them on the street and gathered a business card maybe. Maybe that's a category. People I met with a business card. Then you have my friends, my personal friends is another category. Another one is XYZ company. That's another category. We'll be discussing this USA situation as well, so especially tonight. But, if you're using that, USA lead company, XYZ company, wherever the leads are coming from, whatever category or groups they fit into, you can name that group whatever you want and as many as you want. And the purpose of it is so that you can search that group and see what people fall into there, and then what autoresponder letter they're actually on. Anson, click on the contacts again and go to one of the categories. The new person, actually. It doesn't matter. And that piece of information, when you click that on and you go search a category and bring it up, it will tell you everything that's going on with that particular prospect. So if you looked at even one of these right here, it tells you what's going on, what autoresponder letter they are on, or whether the series was completed or not. If it's run through the entire letters, then it'll tell you it's been stopped. So that's where we are. I mean, that's why categories. So don't get confused with, you can have as many funnels open as you want. In other words, as many websites open as you want. You should unlock every one that's available. However, at the $20 level, you can have 2 autoresponders, meaning 2 different sets of letters that go out, sending them to one of the funnels, one of 2 of those funnels. So that's the difference. My suggestion is you go to the $49 so you can have 4 autoresponders going, and you can use everything. So that's just a suggestion there. So that being said, you need to understand that, unlock the sites, set up your autoresponders, set up the categories, and now merge those 3 together as you're doing your marketing. So I wanted to make that clear. I hope I did.
Yes, I think you definitely did. One of the other things one of the other reasons you want to unlock all the sites is that some of the autoresponders refer to some of the other sites, right? I want to say some of the autoresponders from the AdTech Worldwide will send somebody to the Friends and Family or AdTech Gold at some point in the autoresponder series.
Yes.
So if that's not unlocked, then they're going to go to a blank page.
Here's what Anson means by that. Let's assume that your prospect has gotten, let's say, the 5th letter of a series. And in that fifth letter, I mean, don't hold me to this, but in some of those letters, it says, now that you've looked at this or you've done this or that, we wanted to show you something else. And there may be in there the friends and family website that's sitting in there. And so when they click on that link, it'll take them to the friends and family, even though, let's say you're only using the AdTech Worldwide Autoresponder and the AdTech Gold Autoresponder, you still need to have the website unlocked so that in that letter, when you say, well, now look, why don't you go check out the friends and family one, because that's what it does inside those letters, it'll send them to the right page. So Anson's right. You've got to unlock definitely those three. Make sure they are totally unlocked. And the way to do that is you go to the training room, and that's password to get in there is the vault, and you go study in there how to do it and follow the process. It's all in there. All right, so Anson, let's cover the area that you and I talked about, the letters, and let's discuss and let's be open about this. When you're clicking on, let's say you've got a set of leads in there that the autoresponder letters have stopped. Either you stopped them, not they, but you stopped them, or it ran its course and they've gotten all 10 letters. So now it's sitting there and it says, like this first one does, series completed. Mm-hmm. And we want to say, well, look, let's restart the series.
Okay.
And the other thing that we talked about is the letter that goes out from Maxim that has, in my opinion, too much information on it about the tell a friend and tell a prospect and so on. I still, I need to refresh my memory as to what to do about that and where we should be adding them.
Well, you definitely want to, so you definitely want to add them in the tell a friend. The reason for that is, Joe, I mentioned to you, and this is kind of, not top secret, but we're going to be doing a lot of changes to we're going to basically be introducing a new contact manager. And we're beta testing it right now. It should be just a few weeks until that's completed. The new contact manager does not allow you to start autoresponders from within the contact manager. All autoresponders need to start when somebody opts in or when somebody is actually loaded into the system via TeleFriend or via opt-in lead. Okay? So if you're going to be putting people in manually, you definitely want to do it through the TeleFriend feature. Okay? Do you want me to go through how to do that, Joe?
Yes, we can do that. I was is the tell a friend the one we decided on based on? Don't they get a letter that there's information at the bottom that we didn't like or something?
Yeah, there was just there's language there that and I forget off the top of my head what it says, but it says something like you're getting this email from Anson Ashby because they.
But I thought we figured out a way to avoid that, to have that phrase in there by selecting teleprospect or something.
Well, the way to get around that was to send the email from the contact manager, send the autoresponder from the contact manager.
That's right.
Like I just said, that feature is going to be going away.
Okay, all right.
So we can definitely address what's on the bottom of there and see if we can get those changed. But for right now, I would definitely recommend everybody that's putting in manual contacts to do it through the TeleFriend feature.
Now, does that mean that they're first of all in the contact manager and click on contacts and then tell a friend, and then just click it and click it on where it says send email? That avoids that.
It does for right now, but that's going to be changing.
Okay, good enough. All right.
Okay. The other thing too that it's good that we're doing this training now, because since that feature will be going away, you can also create invitation emails, right? So you could load up a bunch of people through not the TeleFriend, through the load personal contacts, and then just one by one send them that email template inviting them to your company overview, to whichever one of the websites you want to send them to. So that's something we can go over a little bit later, but that would mitigate not being able to send them off an autoresponder series from their back office, from their contact manager.
Okay.
Okay. So do you want me to go over the TeleFriend component?
Yeah, that'd be good. Yep.
Okay. So the TeleFriend, and if we're confusing people, I apologize. So we're talking about adding prospects into your contact manager. And so if you go to contacts and then add contacts, there's 4 different ways to do it. Really, the only 2 ways that I recommend are the teleprospect and the upload opt-in contacts. The uploading opt-in contacts, there's rules around that. They have to be no later than 30 days old, and you have to have a date and time stamp with an IP address. But what we want to get into is the teleprospect, and this is where you can manually input people that you know, people that you meet, a business card that you get. Okay. So that's really a pretty quick 3-step process. The first is the category, right? So you want to select a category. So are these, people that you from your personal email list? Are these people that you know on LinkedIn or Facebook or meet at a networking event? So whatever contacts you're putting in, you want to have a category for where that contact's coming from. Okay. So let's say I'm going to, these are all people in my Gmail list, and I'm going to start putting their information in. Okay, so the things in red are required. Okay, so you don't have to have phone numbers. You do have to have an email and first and last name, and then you have to put a note in here that tells us how you know this person. Okay, the reason for that is spam rules. Okay, so you put the information in. You can do 5 at a time. Okay, and then depending on what subscription level you can do 10 a day at the 19. I want to say 25 a day at the 49, and then 50 a day at the 99. Okay. And then step 3 is the autoresponder. Now I don't know if I have. Okay, I don't have any of your autoresponders, Joe. But oh wait, here we go. I have an AdTech invite. Okay. So this is my AdTech invite. This is going to be inviting them to the adtechworldwide.net website. Once I've done that, I click on Add. Okay. Once you click on Add, those emails are going to get sent out to those prospects, and those prospects are going to go into your contact manager, right? Let's show you. So
now, does this automatically start the autoresponder series?
It does, yes. The invitation autoresponder series, yes.
Yes.
So whichever autoresponder series you choose, it's going to start that one.
Yep.
Okay. So now you go into Contacts, Quick View, and if I go here to show my categories, I go to Gmail Contacts, and there it is. Okay, it says your AdTech invite confirmed 3/24, 1 of 10 sent. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, so this is it's a great feature. Again, you can do depending on what subscription level, you can do 10 a day at the 19, but you can also do 5 at a time. So it's going to speed up the process. And now they're in your contact manager, so you can send them additional emails. You have you can keep track of what emails they're getting, and then from there, so they're going to get these AdTech invite autoresponders, and once they go to the AdTech website and they opt in, the system is going to know to then change the autoresponder to the follow-up autoresponder. Okay, and the system will tell you. Okay, this person, it'll say, they got the AdTech invite, and it'll say 5 of 10 sent, and then it'll say auto stopped, okay, because the system stopped it, and then it'll also have the new follow-up emails that they're getting. Okay. Any other questions with that, Joe?
No, that's good. Let's just see if anybody has any questions here. Yep, here's somebody. about other countries and setting appointments in other countries. Can you use a three-way? Can you see these chats on your end as well?
I can, yeah.
Okay, you can.
Have a category for other countries?
Yeah.
That's absolutely. You know, like Joe mentioned, you can have as many categories as you want.
Yeah.
And you know, for maybe if you have some international prospects, you may want to send them, you know, if you create like an international prospect email, you could have your Skype address there instead of your phone number, right? Because Skype's free when you're calling people all over the world. So that and a lot of people internationally use Skype to communicate.
Well, let me say this. Let's do a couple of things here. One is that in order to understand all this, now some of this probably has gone over people's head. I know initially it went over my head. Just a simple training like this was over my head until I put my mind to it and studied it and looked at it and tried it and did and worked through it and called people and annoyed Anson with phone calls and things I didn't get and so on. You really need to go in here and go back over this webinar and understand how to get this set up. The important thing is that we contact and connect with people. We keep saying you need Tools Rock. You hear us say that every day. That's our first step. We want people to join Karatparts. The next step, join Tools Rock. Why? Because you need a manager here, a contact manager. You need to have a place where you know where all of your prospects are, and I can tell you, you're not going to make it in this industry without having people to call, to connect with, and speak with, and find out if they're interested in moving forward with our company. It's not going to happen for you unless you have contacts. So there's plenty of things to do here, plenty of plenty of people to talk to. There's plenty of ways to get contacts. And we'll be talking about that tonight at 9 p.m. I am going to send a notice. It's already set up. If you go to thebreakfastclub.ws, you'll see tonight's 9 o'clock is there. You can register for that, and we will be there tonight. You don't need another invitation today to know that, although I will send one. So you just go to thebreakfastclub.ws at 9 p.m. this evening Eastern time, and we're going to go over, first of all, these issue with USA Leads. Just so you know, we have gone into another company, and Anson, you might want to tell them that I saw something about a 50% off or something of the leads. I think that's in effect right now with Tools Rock. But yes, and on top of that, we have Jennifer, Mrs. Ashby, coming to the Breakfast Club. I don't know what day this week, but we are talking that and come in and talk about connecting, her favorite subject, and she's the best at that. So we're going to be discussing that. But the truth is, you need a contact manager. You need to understand how this all works. You need to know when you first join the company to get into the training area so you can see all the instructions on exactly how to do all this. It's all in there. And, the bottom line is you've got to be able to talk to people. You've got to be able to pick up the phone and have the dialogue, which is why we have the class. That's our next step after joining Tools Rock, is to get into the class to learn who you are and how to connect with these people. It's one thing to send these out and people click on to see the company overview and so on, but you know what? The scary part for most people is picking up the phone saying, "Hey, Anson, it's Joe Shoup giving you a quick call here from Arizona, and the reason I called is that you went over, our company overview today. I want to speak to you about managing a business remote with my company," and then you continue with your dialogue, and you feel comfortable. We had a bunch of people go through the class this week, and every one of them came out and said, "Oh my gosh, I know now. I'm not really, once I understand, once I have these answers down to the questions and so on, I can see how I'm going to be much more comfortable. I see who I am now." And these things all fit together, and without them, you're not going to be successful here. You might get lucky. Most people don't. without doing any of this. But the truth is, you've got to get, obviously, your company selected, then a marketing system, and you have to know how to talk to these people and get them registered. And then you have to know how to onboard these people, get them on board the way you know how to get them on board, the way we teach. Funnel them through this particular system. Tools and communication and, learning how to connect properly so that your new prospect comes in with a system and a plan to move forward, something they rarely have in any company. And so this is just part of the process. There's much more to learn. As Anson said, a couple of weeks from now, there's going to be a new contact manager back here, and, we'll learn something new back here. I don't know what it is. I just know that's coming. So, Anson, you can come in again on the Breakfast Club, and we can introduce it here once again. So that would be good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really amazing upgrade that we've been working on for over a year. So it's taken a while, but really excited to introduce it. Let's see here. Are there any more? I'm looking to see if there's any more questions.
What are the options above 50,000 contacts?
I don't. That's the highest we go.
And Frank, yes, yeah. I'm guessing that you can use three-way on Skype. Yes, you can. Yeah.
Oh, on Skype, yes.
You can add people to the call. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Max says, "Great job today." It is, Anson. It's easy to follow, and the system's. We just have to. You have to put your mind into this and go study this stuff. You have to understand what each tab is about, and get in there and learn. And just as important, you should know the answers to questions and not be afraid to call people. You should be, if you've gone through the class over the last year, you should be able to. And I'm encouraging people to do this. Is to, when you get your list of contacts, don't just put them in an autoresponder and hope they respond. Pick up the phone, which is one of the issues with USA Today. We can't do that, and give them a call, a cold call. Hi, Anson, Joe Shoup giving you a quick call here from Arizona. How are you today? Good. The reason I called you, introduction, reason I called, right? The reason I called is I sent you some information. Now, we know he didn't look it on because he didn't fill it out. We don't know if he filled it out. One of the main questions that's not in the scripts to get through this very quickly to find out if you have a prospect. I sent information to you, Anson, regarding our company overview because our company's under expansion and looking for some qualified people. My quick question to you is to see if we're on the same page. Would you be interested in a career change if the money were right? See, if you ask that question, you're going to find out how quickly you can move forward. And if they say yes, now you continue with your dialogue. And if they say no, somebody put it on the board here. Let's go into the chat room. What would you say if you asked somebody, would you be interested in a career change? And when I said, no, I'm really not interested. What would you do next? Let's give people a chance to answer that. What would you do now? You've been through the class. You ought to know this. You'll be able to type that in as like it was yesterday's news. What would you do? No, I'm not interested in that. Thank you very much. And they don't even ask you where you got your name and start getting inquisitive. They're just, look, they didn't see the company overview. They didn't fill out a contact manager. You've got 100 people in there, and they didn't fill it out. So you call them to find out, can I get you to fill it out? So you ask them, would you be interested in Christian? The money were right. And they say, no, not interested in a career change or anything like that. Thank you very much. What would you say then? Goodbye? Sorry to bother you? Because this is where most people get, oh, my gosh, I don't have a prospect, and they get upset at themselves. I know, I went through this before I understood all this. And you just say, oh, wow, they didn't warn it. You feel rejected. Okay, now here comes the answers. You see that, Anson? People know that. See what they know? Yeah. So there's the answer. They say, no, I really want me to say, okay, well, Frank, thanks very much for your call. I appreciate that. But let me ask you a final question there. Who do you know that would be interested in a career change for the right money? That's how you close the call. That's how you excuse someone. That's how you get off the call and feel good about what you're doing, because most people are going to say no. Don't let them just say no and say, okay, well, thanks very much, see you later, and then feel like, oh, my God, maybe they would have if I did this or I did. No, the answer is they're not interested, so let's be very nice about it and leave a good impression and let them know. And maybe somehow, some way, that person will talk to someone and say to them, hey, you know what, I did talk to a guy today, and they are looking for something. Here's his number. So when you say that, sure, who do you know that would be interested in a career change for the right money? They say, well, I really don't know any. Okay, well, do me a favor then, Frank. Keep my number handy. If you do come across someone that would be interested in a career change and looking for a six-figure income, would you mind sending them my way? And they go, no, that's not a problem. I would say, okay, well, do me, here's my phone number just in case they do. It's my private number. Give me a call, and but Frank, just one more thing. Please don't send me anybody you wouldn't hire yourself. And you're dead serious about it. They'll laugh. They'll say, no problem. I wouldn't do this. Say, great. Listen, thanks very much for your call. Have a great day. Thank you. Now, one other thing you might want to do at the end of that is say, hey, do you mind if I keep you on my contact list and send you some information once in a while? And they may say yes or say no. No reason why you shouldn't ask for that. Do you mind if I kept you on here every once in a while? And then you can create a category in here that says, monthly update, bi-weekly update, and put those people in that category. You've already called them, and every couple of weeks you might want to send them something. You don't keep them up with the autoresponder because you don't want to be getting that every 3 or 4 days. But if you ask them nicely and they say, yeah, that's all right, just give me, keep me updated. And then you send them information about purchasing gold as a customer. So anyway, there are the options that you have there. And this all fits like a hand in a glove. This all goes together. So Anson, I don't know if you want to cover anything more, but I appreciate you being here today. And we'll keep going with this and make sure we get all the updates when the new autoresponder's there. And so I want to say a couple of things, and then we'll go over to Mark and close this out.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, no, I don't have anything else to add to the training part of it. Great information from you, Joe. I would also say, just to add to kind of what you said in terms of learning, outside, you want to learn your system, but just like anything in life, you want to learn your product and your business. I don't know much about gold, but if I talked to somebody that knew a ton about gold, and I'd probably be much more likely to purchase gold, join that business, than if somebody didn't know what they were talking about. So same goes for your products and your opportunity as it does with the system you're using. And then also with the system, when you introduce Karatbars to somebody and they see that you have a system, that will also help in getting them to join your business, because they too want to be able to, have a system to do the work, a lot of the work for them. So that's all I wanted to add. Thanks a bunch again, Joe and Mark, and for all of you that are on, have a great day.
All right. Well, thanks, Anson. We'll see you again. I'll be in touch today. Thank you. So that being said, I guess, Mark, we'll just close this out, and we'll just say that tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, come in at a minute earlier too, and we're gonna again go over this USA lead system, issue that we're having, and a number of people are. No, you just got to keep in mind. Bob Coons and I talked yesterday, and look, this is all about finding ways to look for and search for using what we call a candidate search for the right people. Who are the right people? People that are interested in managing a business from home. They're honest, ambitious, and work well with others. That's what we're looking for. And we don't always select the right companies to find the right people. And truthfully, I'm not pleased with USA Leads. We've gotten some people from it, but we'll talk about that tonight. So we have another company that we looked at, a number of them really, but one of them that we think is worth looking at. So you just got to keep in mind that when you do this, it's kind of like owning a brick and mortar business, and you have to decide what newspaper you're going to be in, and are you going to pull from this one? Is the Shopper's Guide good, or is it the Philadelphia Daily News? Which one works for you? And you have to try these things. And You know, just because we do it doesn't mean you should do it. It means that you should evaluate it like we're doing and say, do I really want that? And not just jump into something hoping that it's going to be the answer. The answer is connecting with people. The answer is finding people to talk to and learning how to talk to them. And I am, you know, really back to basics with talking to people on a daily basis. And that means picking up the phone, whether they clicked it on and filled something out or not. I want to talk to them and ask them that question. You know, the reason I called you is at some point you were interested in managing a business from home. And I want to ask you, you know, would you be interested in a career change if the money were right? You know, you can say you were on one of my websites. I want to speak to you about managing a business from home in my company. I want to ask you a couple of questions. I know you might have some for me, but, you know, would you be interested in a career change for the right money? And find out right away, do you have an interested party? And then learn either to move forward or close out the call, period. So we'll talk about that tonight. But more importantly tonight, to show you what we're doing with the new company, and number two, you know, go over the USA thing. Just so you know, I am stopping the USA lead company. I paid for it for the, you know, for the next 30 days. Maybe got 2-3 weeks left. Just so you know, it's just not something we're going to continue with based on results. Not happy. We see on the internet people say they are. We're not sure how true that all is because we're not finding those results. So we spent a little bit of money to find that out. It's part of the process of building a business, finding out what works and what doesn't. So we're making an adjustment. So we'll talk about that tonight, and we'll talk about the new company that we're looking at, that we've actually joined, and we're just looking at all the details and making sure we understand what we're getting into and what you would get into. And by the way, it's free to join this company, and there are upgrade options, but it's free to join the company and to start creating leads for yourself. So you'll see how unique it is tonight. It's pretty different. And we'll look forward to it. And by the way, it's not a multi-level marketing company, so it's not there's no downlines. There's personal referrals, but there's no downlines. So that pretty much eliminates us from having to worry about you know, keeping in compliance, because it's not a network company. It's not a multi-level. You can't get paid on certain levels. You can get a referral fee, period. That's it. So we're excited about that. So, Mark, I don't know if you want to close out or not, but that's where we are. We'll see you guys tonight at 9 o'clock. And
okay, well, again, thank you, Anson. You know that shows the versatility of the system that we have here with Tools Rock, and you know, with the new you know, system coming as well. That's exciting. So again, we've got all these things together, and again, we have to have a system where recruiting never stops. And so that, again, first 48 hours, you want to get them involved in Tools Rock. You want to, you know, you want to get them ready for the communication class. All these things we have to keep doing. And like I said, think a year ahead, the next year. You learn all these things, you keep them together, you duplicate them, you get the onboarding, you know, of your people and everything. Look at what your income is going to be at the end of the year. That's what I'm putting out there. So with that being said, peace and blessings to you, everyone. Go out and make it a great day. Change your life, change your career, change the family, city, state, county, and country, and most of all, help us to change this world. The world needs change. We can be instrumental to that. And let me say this too before we go. I don't know how many of you were on the world thing yesterday that the company did, where we had the leaders on there. Exciting products that the company has come out with. And if you know how to use it, it can help your business grow as well. Those new cars that they have, and what a person can, what an affiliate can do that don't have any money. There's something that they can do that can create a situation where they can get a package and move forward. So all these things are coming together. I said some exciting things were coming. There are. We just have to put them together, and we have to use them. So peace and blessings to you. Go out and make it a great day. This is Mark Stevens for our host, Joe Shoup, for our guest, Anson Ashley, saying we will see you back here tomorrow on The Breakfast Club. Peace and blessings, everyone. Make it a great day.